Alrighty. We are live, I guess. And do what I need to do is I need to check to make sure we are live. All right, AMST was a decent trade. I'm going to go over that as soon as I check to make sure everything is looking good on YouTube stream side. I start streaming. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays mostly. Uh until the market opens. Yeah, it says it's live. So that's pretty decent. Ultra low latency. Yep, everything should be pretty decent. Okay. I'm gonna go over that trade real quick. So AMST was a trade that was done. Okay, AMST. AMST was a trade that was done earlier. As you can see here, this right here in this area was good. I mean, you could have taken a few trades up in this area, like up in here, but I just didn't take any. That one looked halfway decent right there. A break of 435. A break of four was pretty good. But this right here, this area right here was good. Let me redo this. This area right here was good. And the reason for it, this area right here, because you had a micro pullback right there. And if you get in on the break of that micro pullback, your stop's down here. So that was roughly about a 30-cent stop. And you were able to net around $1 on that move. That was pretty decent. Also, another thing that we are looking at on this move is this right here. We're making higher highs and higher lows. So, right up in here, you're making higher highs, higher lows. That is good. Also, right up in this area right here, you're making higher highs and higher lows right here. Okay. So right up in this area, you're making higher highs, higher lows on a 1 minute. Up here, this is a 15-second chart. This is a 5 minute bottom left, bottom right is a 1 minute chart. Also, if you look, you'll see that the MACD is sloping upwards and we have positive, and it's positive. What I like to see on the MACD is those bars down there as a solid green, as a dark green. When it's light green, that means I'm on TradingView. When it's light green, that means it's starting to actually come back together. But this was a good trade right here. You only risked about 30 cents and you made about $1. So that was a good trade for AMST. Like I said, some other ones did set up. Uh, I just didn't like them all that well because of the price action. I just didn't think was all that good. Like this right here was a little consolidation. This right here, this I do not consider. This right here is not a micro pullback to me because it closed below the EMA. Even though we're making higher highs on a 5 minute, I just did not think that was good. Also, we were moving up on the 1 minute. We kind of bounced off the 1 minute uh, EMA, which is pretty nice. But I just didn't consider that to be really valid. I like seeing this, something like this, and then just go ahead and get on micro pullback when you're only risking like like this right here, about 30 cents on the move. Also, you gotta think about this. When you are you had a run up and you had a micro pullback and you break that micro pullback, that is at the $5 mark. Whole dollar and half dollar marks are very significant levels, and you wanna take trades around them. They are pretty significant levels. Like right here is 6 and a quarter, so $6 was right up in this area. So we had a micro pullback, and this right here was a 3-bar pullback, and then we broke that area, and you could have taken some off of here, and your stop was down here. That was like a 1 for 1. It was a little bit tight, but the volume down here was drying up. It was actually going down. That's what I like to see. So I didn't take that trade because it was already made in this run right here. So I just walk away. But we got 704. Let's see what else comes out. Uh, let's see what else comes out. I'm just trying to. Okay. SLXN. 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 I think I missed it because I was messing around with something else. Stay away from it. That's like a look at the spread on that thing is jumping around. That's a nutty spread. I'd stay away from that. That's like 45-cent spread I was seeing. Yeah, stay away from that, please. That's not 75-cent spread. If you look over here on the level 2, the SPR, you'll see a jump from 5 cents to like 60 to 77 to 80 cents. Yeah, I'd stay away from that. That is not good. Yeah, just stay away from that, people. Wow. SLXN. Market makers will definitely screw you. And also, here's another thing. Um, what I want to show people is let me get back to actually. Let me get back here. Yeah. Um, SLXN. Just stay away from it. We got a $5 stop loss on this thing for right here. Also, another thing. This is like a $20 stock. If you look at this, we had a nice run up and we had a pullback here, which is perfect. And and you get in here, and then your stop's down here, but that's like a $2 two $2.38 stop. Yeah, granted, you made 3.5, but that's a yeah. This is the problem with high price stocks like this. This is the problem with high price stocks. We got TWG. That's the problem with high dollar stocks like that. Yeah, TWG, we still got a large spread. This is crazy. Can't trade stuff like that, people. Can't trade it. You just can't trade it. TWG, this is down here, TWG. You got 22-cent spread. I can't be dealing with stuff like that. We got stop loss. Well, if you get in here, your stop's down here, and it's like 52 cents. This SL right up here, this right up in this right here, that right there is a piece of code that I wrote for stop loss. Like right now, stop. Okay, right now, it just goes off from the previous bar high and low, and it just kind of gives me an idea of like, okay, this is what my stop loss would be. So I don't have to really kind of calculate it myself, kind of look at it and kind of estimate it. It tells me right there. Now, what I'm going to do is later on, I'm going to write some code that says, hey, if I want to risk $100, let's say you want to risk $100 per trade, then I'll tell you SL for the stop loss, and then it'll be like SH for like shares, and like, or underneath it, how many shares you should buy if you want to risk $100 per trade. Like right now, that's a 9-cent stop loss. That's like quarter cent stop loss. So that just kind of gives me an idea of what my stop loss would be. That's for TWG, but TWG's got a wide spread. It had a pretty wide spread. I just wouldn't touch it. Plus, it don't look all that good, to be quite honest. I mean, there's not much volume in that thing. WHLR came up here. WHLR. This would have been a good one too. WHLR. You got a micro pullback right here. You got the volume right there. That was a little bit lower. But if you really look at this area right here, you're making higher highs, higher lows right here. The MACD's open. It's above the VWAP on the 5-minute. That's pretty good. So you can get in here, put your stop down here. So what would that stop have been like? That stop would have been like an 8-cent, 10-cent stop, and you made like 12 cents. Could have gotten in on the pullback of that. You have to be really quick with this. Get in on the pullback of that, 10 cents, make yourself about 10 cents. But you gotta be quick because these things run up and then run down pretty quickly. The only reason I'm really looking at this is because it's on the RVOL scanner. That's really the only reason. Uh, I just wouldn't trade it because it don't have a catalyst. There's no reason for it to be going up, in my opinion. It just doesn't have a catalyst. I'm very picky about what I trade. I mean, AMST was a good stock, and we had the news out here with BN. BN stands for Benzinga News Desk. And this other one down here, I don't know where that one is from. Uh, it I get the news from multiple news sources. The main one I really like is Benzinga News Desk. But MSI reports 63% revenue growth as Nurse Magic Enterprise sales surpass consumer business launches AI tool to automate government form filing for healthcare providers. Okay, there we go. So that's Catalyst. That was good. SLXN was really nice, but look at the spread. SLXN, look at that spread. It's like 50 cents. It's jumping from 3 cents to like 40 cents to a quarter to 8 cents to 3 cents. You can't be doing stuff like that because these market makers will screw you. Uh, I mean, this right here was a perfect setup. This was a perfect setup. Okay, if it wasn't for the spread, that was a perfect setup because right here we had a micro pullback. Get in there, put your stop down there, and you're risking $2.60, and you make $3. But see, that's just the problem with these high price stocks. My stats tell me between $2 and $10 is where I make my best money, between $2 and $10. So WHLR is really, uh, I wouldn't be trading that. That's just not, there's no catalyst on it. It has a tight spread. We had a run up right here. We had a micro pullback. You get in right there. This is what you're really looking for. You're looking for a run up and a micro pullback, and then get in here and put your stop there. It's above the non EMA, and that's what you want. You want that. You want to run up and that pullback, and then the break of it. You need for the non EMA to be sloping upwards. Okay, I mean that was pretty decent because you're making higher highs, higher lows on the 1 minute right here. That's good, and the MACD is open. The MACD is open. That's good. And the 5 minute, that's looking decent. The only problem is this wick down right here. This wick down on the 5 minute, that's the only problem. But if you look at this, let's say you get in here, your stop was around 8 cents and you made like 30 cents. That was really good. And you come here and you risk 10 cents and you're making a quarter. So you gotta be real quick with this too on pre-market because you just can't throw in market orders. You can be messing around with the order entry window. It has to be hotkeyed because you have to be able to get in and out. You have to be able to get in. Let's say you get a quarter move right here and you get in 1,000 shares. Okay, so you're tying up roughly around $3,000. It pops up to right here. You sell half. You make yourself a like let's say 250, make yourself a dollar quarter, make yourself a dollar on that, maybe $100, and then it starts coming back down below here. So right here, let's say you got in on that break right there and your stops down here. Once it comes up here, once this candle starts showing weakness, or you can just even sell into the pop, sell a quarter, sell half, do a hotkey. Once it starts breaking that, you need to get out because these things can flush really quick. I mean, they can really flush quick. WHLR doesn't have a catalyst, so that's why you have to be really quick with this. Even the ones with catalyst, when you get those big pops, you gotta sell them. Also, look at the ATR. The ATR, the average true range for a 1 minute for a 14 period on SLXN is $4.89. That's crazy. On WHLR, we're looking at is 19 cents. That's good. AMST, 30 cents. WLDS, 21 cents. This is good, except for SLXN. It's like a $4, 480 average true range. So, and I know what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, I will be able to make money." Yeah, four is that. I put in 100. I put in 1,000 shares, make myself like $4,000. But yeah, what about losing that? What if it spikes down? See, these are, I mean, SLXN and also the spread on that thing. SLXN. I mean, this right here, a break of $19, that would have been great. $19, it ran up, 1,000 shares, make yourself about $3,000. That's great. What if it broke down back here? You're losing about 3,000. So this is the kind of stuff you really need to think about. Don't all when you get in, you need to immediately know where you're getting out and how much you're going to lose. I don't think about how much money I'm going to make. Market will give me what it wants to give me when I get into a trade. The only thing that I have control of, that I know for a fact, is my entry and my exit and how much I'm going to lose. That's the only thing I know for a solid fact. Other than that, you don't know what the market's going to give you. If you're risking $100, you have no idea if the market's going to give you two, three, four, $500. You have no idea. But you do know you're going to lose about $100 if you're wrong. And I'm usually about 30% wrong. My accuracy is about around 70%. So I know I'm wrong about 30% of the time. And with SLXN, I don't want that 30% to hit me with a huge loss. Now granted, you can just say, okay, I'm going to trade like 100 shares instead of like 1,000. That's fine. That's why I'm going to go ahead and write the code up here to be like, hey, for every trade, I want to risk $100. So how much shares should I be buying? 100 shares, 200 shares, 1,000 shares, 2,000 shares. That's what I'm going to write today once I'm off the stream. That's what I'm going to write. And I'm working on some Quantower, the platform Quantower. I'm looking at some of writing code and stuff for that. I like that platform better for writing indicators and code. For one, it does C sharp. Uh, my platform, we got to look at WHLR. WHLR. Like right now, I would be risking about 16 cents if I took the break of this and stop down here. The break of that, the break of that, stop that. But the reason that is not a good looking trade is, for one, you had to run here, you had to run here. Once you get 1, 2 runs, I don't like triple dipping. I mean, you could have tried to make a run there. Probably would gotten in on the break even. But this topping tail right here is what I do not like on a 15-second chart. And if you look at a 1-minute chart, look at that. That right there is what I do not like. It's like a spinning top. It has a wick on the top. I just don't like that. This right here, same thing. That right there, it has that wick. So you got to be concerned about that. Uh, and then we came down and we actually ran down. So you have to be concerned about that. And if you don't have enough strength to break that, then you need to get out. Don't be doing those hope trades. I got in making a little money. I hope I can make more. No, when the market's showing weakness and you're right here, if your entry is right here and it's showing weakness right up in here and it cannot get up to here and you're down here, get out. Just get out. The reason for that is because you can always get back in. There's no reason to take a full stop out. In my opinion, that's idiotic. I mean, just go ahead and get out. If you want to get back in, get back in. Like I use light speed and I mean the commissions are cheap. So and I do that all the time. I did that I think Monday or Tuesday. It was earlier this week. It was earlier this week. I got in, it wasn't moving. It was not moving. And I have a motto: you either pop or I drop. And I dropped it. And it kind of did a little dance, a little consolidation, kind of like this right up in here. It did a little consolidation, and then it popped. Yeah, I took a very small loss because it wouldn't pop, and then it popped, and I got in and made my money back, and then some. So I mean, just if the market is showing weakness and you're in a trade, please just get out. Don't listen to these gurus that are renting these Lambos and these fancy houses, and they're all rented, and they're telling you and they're showing you perfect charts, or they're doing replays and stuff, or they're playing, or they're doing demo accounts. The thing is, you can listen to them. I mean, you can seriously listen to them, but you gotta take them with a grain of salt, and even me, you can listen to me, take the information I give you and make your own. Make your own trading plan. Take the information I give you. If you wanna use the VWAP, if you only wanna take trades, long trades above the VWAP, go for it. This I wouldn't touch. Just I mean, look at that. Look at that 5 minute. That's nothing. And look at the MACD rolling over on a 1 minute. All this area right up in here, not good. The play on the 1 minute, it was right up here. That is the play. I look at the 5 minute. Are we making higher highs, higher lows? Sometimes this very first candle. And then the 1 minute I look at, and then I make sure, hey, are we open on the MACD? Is the MACD, is that histogram solid green? Are we moving up? Yes. Okay, then I want to take trades up in this area. And once you make a couple cents on the trade, just get out. Just move on. From my experience, it's very little that you'll see a trade go from $3 to $10, okay? Or $3 to $20. You're not, well, you get them? Yes. They happen every now and then. But just go ahead and get your base hits. Get this base hit, okay? You could actually get into here. This is another thing I wanna go over. I'm just checking the market and stuff. Uh, I've got a scanner, the TZ Momo scanner. I've been working on this thing for a while, but I think I really got it locked down now. I think I really got it locked down now. Let's take a look at. All right, let's go back to wheel JFBR. JFBR showed up on the RVOL. There ain't nothing there. Yeah, see, it showed up on the RVOL scanner right here. It showed up on the RVOL scanner. There ain't nothing there. Look at that big topping tail on the 5 minute. You don't even have to look at the 5 minute. You can look at the 1 minute. Yeah, it ran up and then it came back down. Big tail right there for the 5 minute. That's not good. Plus, we don't have a catalyst. JDZ, JDZG, JDZG. Ain't nothing there. Let's go back to Wheeler. I want to show you something on this. This is very important. Extremely important, people. So pay attention. We have a run up. Okay. We have a run up. We got this sloping upwards. Okay. We're making higher highs, higher lows. The volume is sloping upwards on that 1 minute right there. Let me clear this out. Okay. So you would be getting in on this candle right here, basically on the break of this. So you're looking at this right up in here. You're looking at this right here. And what is that doing? The volume kind of dried up, and now the MACD is open, okay, with a solid green histogram. So we know it's spreading apart. The 9 and 26, I believe. Yep, no, I'm sorry. The 12 and 26 is spreading apart. So that's a good trade. So you want to get in here. Maybe your exit's right here. I mean, you could have gotten in here and your stops down there. It's a little tight, but kind of want to get in here. And guess what? Right up here, what you can do, let's say you get in 2,000 shares here, 2,000 shares. Okay, 2,000 shares here. You get a pop. You sell 1,000, sell half. You pay yourself. So now if it comes back down to your break even, to your entry, to your cost basis, you get out. You take your half profit and you get out. But it didn't. It pulled back and then you could get in on the break of this. So you've already paid yourself half. You're holding 1,000 shares. You can add 1,000 shares. Now your cost basis is down here. Okay. And what do? You sell half up here and you pay yourself again. Then your cost basis is right down here. And what do? You get out right there because it broke and it's looking like it's going to. I mean, you can keep holding it if you want. I'm just saying what I normally do. That, in other words, add to your winners. Pay yourself on those pops. Pay yourself like a quarter, half of your position, quarter of your position, a half of your position. Pay yourself. Now, if you got in here and you were wrong, get out. Take your loss. These things can dump very easily. But then up here, pay yourself half. You got another break. So what do? You add to the position. You don't go in like, 2, 3,000 shares because then they'll be right up here and then you can probably take a loss. But I mean, you can do what you want. And then right here, you get a pop, you pay yourself half and you get out full right there. Okay. That's how it's really done. You want to add to your winners. Cut your losers quickly and add to your winners. My stats basically show me that I roughly hold for about 2 minutes and I cut my losses. I'm usually stopped out at less than a minute. That's what my stats tell me. I'm usually out in less than a minute. Like I say, man, pop or drop. You either pop or I drop. It's just the way it is. All right, 7:30. Let's see. We got some press releases coming out. The market seems like it's coming back a little bit. Yesterday was a banger. Yesterday was a banger. Um, the scanner, right here, I got some press release stuff. If you want to, you can click on the read button, and what it'll do is it'll just open up another browser tab for you. You can read it. Now, these press releases, if you look at this, look at this. This one, IONQ, came out at 7:05. Okay. But NVIM, 7 o'clock. MSMGF, 7. Then you got 7. Then you got 7. Let's keep scrolling down. 7. Oh, you got some nice press releases coming out. It seems like the market's heating up. People are putting out press releases. Now, I'm not even looking at these because, for one, they would show up on the scanner. Plus, they would show up on my TZ Momo scanner. Uh, I'll go over what that Momo does, but 7 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Okay, 6:45, 6 o'clock, 6:36. Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you see 6, 6:30, 7, 7:30, 8, 8:30? That's when these press releases come out. Now, your press releases at like 6, 6:30, those are really not, bangers, okay? In my opinion, because roughly I'm at my desk like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting my coffee. I'm at my desk. I'm waking up. Sometimes I'm done for the day before people even get to their desk in the morning and want to trade. Uh, Go back here. Yeah, let me go over to Momo. That's not released, so if you download the scanner, you're not going to get the Momo scanner quite yet. I really need to keep working on it a little bit. SPRC kind of popped up. Let me take a look at that real quick. SPRC and the RVol. That ain't nothing. SPRC is nothing. That popped up on the RVol. It's got a volume around 50K and it's got an RVol of 13, so it's 13 times volume. It's not all that. AMST kind of turned into a third. Look at that. Yeah, you know, that the AMST was where's that big high dollar one that was, oh, yeah, that was SLXN. Look at that one. Yeah, look at that one. Look at that big old topping tail right there. Big, huge topping tail. Now it's just taking a dump. He's just taking a dump, people. Right here was a really good trade. Right up in here, up in this area. You know, I was really looking into it. That it was nice, and I really was like, "Oh man, this is gonna be a good one." I mean, I wouldn't be able to go in like thousands of shares because my stop loss when I looked up here, it was pretty high. So it's like, okay, I ain't going in a few thousand shares. That's for daggone sure. Um, the one thing that stopped me, everything was looking good. Everything was looking good, people. Everything was looking good. Right up in here, it was looking good. I did not like this area. This area right here, I just did not like right here because I like seeing the small micro pullbacks, 1, 2 bars, 3 bars at the most, and then get a pop. When I started getting a little consolidation like this, I'm like, yeah, you can make money. And you did. You got that pop, you made money. But I'm patient. I wait for this pop right here. I wait for the break of $20. And then I'll wait for the pullback right there. Okay. I'll wait for the pullback. And then I'll just try to scalp me off some right there. But the problem is the spread was huge. I mean, yeah, I get in with these limit orders, but I have been burnt by that too many times. I wouldn't say too many. I've been burnt by it a couple of times. Jumping in stuff. For one, I get all giddy and I'm like, yeah, man, this is good. And I jump in and then I look over at the level two and then all of a sudden I notice it's a 25-cent spread and I'm screwed. And I'm like, "Oh, man, I gotta make, like, 50 cents on this to even be worth my while." I y so, I just been burnt too many times. I sit there and wait. I just sit there and wait. When the spread was jumping from, like, 5 cents, okay, I'm cool with that. 10 cents, I'm not, I'll pass. I don't need to be trading a whole bunch of trades. I just don't need to be doing that. So SLXN was really good. I was all happy, but when I saw that spread jump from like 10 cents to 80 cents, I'm like, no, do not do that. The one thing as a beginner, for one, if you're trading pre-market with me, for one, please, please do a demo. If you are not, I wouldn't say a veteran trader, but if you can't day trade and at least make a slight bit of money on the regular market hours, if you are not good at regular market hours, please do not be trading these pre-market pump and dumps. These things will slaughter you. If you start jumping in with real money, you will see you could get lucky and get a banger, and then you think you're all, hey man, this is awesome. No, these things will slaughter you, people. Please trade the demo. And when you do go to real money, I don't care if you have when I started doing these pre-market pump and dumps, I was over the PDT rule. I was leveraged at like over $100,000. Okay, that's fine. Margin over 100,000. Okay, that's great. But you know what I did? Even though I knew what I was doing swing trading and knew what I was doing day trading blue chips, and I came over to the pump and dumps, I didn't go in no thou 1,000, 5,000 shares on a $2, $3 stock. I went in like 100 shares, people. 100 shares. Because I'm like, okay, because I demo traded it in the beginning. I demo traded it. And I was like, oh wow, these things are crazy. So when I started jumping in with real money, I only did 100 shares, people. Even though I had like over $100,000 margin, I traded 100 shares just to get used to these whack job pump and dumps. Then once I did 100 shares, I did 200 shares, and then I was like, "Okay, okay, I'm good, better, and average. I'm like, okay. Then from 200, I jumped up to 500. Okay, okay, that's good. I slowly built it up. I did not give a flying crap about making money in the very beginning. All I cared about was, hey, can I make money on these crazy pump and dumps with news and press releases? And once I could make money on 100 shares, I mean, 100 shares, think about it. 100 shares and the thing moves 10 cents. You make $10 or you lose $10. You make $10. Okay. I don't know. Let's say I'm using light speed. So let's say your commission was like 75 cents for in and out, 75 cents. Okay, that no big deal. You're you're not looking to be making $100,000 days in the beginning. You're not looking for that. What you're looking for is consistency. Are you getting in the right stocks? And that's why I built this scanner and released it to the public. For one, you should not be trading. If you're new, you should not be trading anything that does not have news. If it doesn't have news, don't trade it, please. There has to be a reason for it to be going up. Now, sometimes you'll see the scanner hit, and then 2 minutes later, it'll pop up with news. That's fine. Or sometimes you'll see WLDS. I mean, it doesn't have news, but it's moving. Do. Let's go over at 6 o'clock. Like it's moving. Okay. Maybe you can get in. Maybe you can play that a little bit. Uh, I mean, that's 5:50 in the morning. You ain't gonna be. Most people ain't gonna be up. I'm getting my coffee and getting to my desk at 5:50. Um, you had a little run up. You had a little micro pullback right here. Okay. Also, you had a run up. This to me is not a micro pullback. This is what I like to see when it's running up and people are getting FOMO and people are like, I'm gonna miss out on a $9. I'm gonna get in at $9 and I'm going to 20. And you get that FOMO, and then all of a sudden people start taking profits, and then you get a little pullback there, and then you can get a break of that, or you get a break at the high 938. Get yourself, like 40-cent move, maybe. I don't know. Get yourself about 40-cent move. Move on for the day. First trade of the day should be light. Should be light. If your average shares is about 1,000, go in about, I don't know, 200, 500 shares. Just go in light, man. Go in light. I'll be honest. Usually my first trade of the day is a loser. I'll be honest. I'm usually a loser. First trade of the day, I'm usually a loser, baby. And if you look at my stats, there was Mondays are usually bad days for me. That's why I trade very light shares on Mondays. They're just bad days. Bad days. I got ZYBT, but they ain't got no catalyst. They ain't got nothing. Ain't got no volume. Um, Also on the scanner, I like sorting by volume. You can sort by change percent if you want. That's fine. You can sort by change percent if you want. We have SLXN, which is a nut job. We have AMST. Market makers made a killing on that thing. Uh, AMST, we have a catalyst. We have a catalyst. Okay, so that's good. Uh, Change percent is fine, but here's the thing. I could care less if something's up 30%, but it's only got very little volume. I could care less if it's up 30%. I'd rather trade something that's up 15%, half of that, with 50,000, 100,000 volume. That's why I sort by volume. When you download the scanner, I like to sort by volume. That's just me. Now, the Momo scanner I'm working on, HAO, that ain't nothing, WHLR. It's kind of cold this morning. Please. SLXN ain't touching you. AMST. Here, let's just update my side charts here. WHLR. I got 4 side charts. HAO. That ain't doing anything. AMST. SLXN. You are a little too much for my blood with the spread. ZYBT. ZYBT is not really doing much. We had a run up here. We had a little pullback on the 1 minute. The MACD's open, but it's just not moving. And plus, I mean, look at that. You got 2,000 volume on that 1 minute right there. You got 3,000 on that. I mean, please, how can you get in and out of that? The thing's not even moving. Plus, for one, if you look at it, it doesn't have a catalyst, so there's a reason why it's not moving. I mean, WHR, sometimes they don't have news and they move. You know, it's just the way it is. Well, DS, AMST. Um, yeah, there's not much going on. It's not what I wanted. Hmm. Check the stream, make sure everything is looking good. Yeah. So I usually stream. I do stream Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I don't. I might start streaming. Uh, but Tuesdays and Thursdays I stream just because sometimes I gotta take my kid to school. Uh, the wife and I usually take the kid to school Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. She's in preschool. Yeah, I just wouldn't be trading that. AMSC, I don't care. Why? Because it's below the VWAP. Plus, we've already made a move. When you get a move like this, just make your money in the morning. Make it a 640. Make it a 645. Be done by 7. Don't be trading this crap. Uh, when it runs up, okay, make your money. When it starts running back down, I don't care if it's setting up. Just don't trade it. Just don't trade it. Just because you're a day trader and a scalper does not mean you got to be making 50 to 100 trades a day. Make a couple trades and make a decent living. I mean, I don't care if you have to sit here for 3 or 4 hours. Sit here for a few hours and you get paid $500. Hey, do one do. Let's say you do 3 trades within 3 hours. Let's say you do 3 trades. Okay, let's say you lose one and then you win two. Okay, maybe you walk away with like $200-300. Who knows? Just be done for the day. Just come back tomorrow. When you get that consistency up, when you get that, there's nothing there. When you get that consistency up, I mean, look at the stop loss you would have, a buck 65. That's a little crazy. I mean, let's look at, I mean, ZYBT is probably a tight spread. No, it ain't. It's like a 40-cent spread, a 93-cent spread. Stupid market makers. You know, they need to be, I'm not even going to get into it. Just stop talking. I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not going to get into the rant of these market makers. I'm just going to calm down. SLXN showed up on the Momo scanner. All I'm gonna say about these market makers, if you go to a party and people say, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm a day trader." "Oh, okay." "I'm a scalper." "Okay." "I trade stocks." "Okay." And people start talking to you. Now, if you actually trade stocks and you're in the market and you go to a party and someone asks, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" "Oh, I'm a market maker for the stocks." "Oh, really? I hate you." I mean, really? You're hated. The only people that like you is brokers. So you have to go in the party, you have to go to the side where all the brokers are hanging out. You know, like Charles Schwab and all them. You gotta go to them because the regular traders, we hate you. Alright, that's it. Rants over with the market makers. SLXN. Uh, SLXN, as you can see, pull this over here. It showed up on the Momo scan. Okay. It's not a very good trade. There's some more logic that I need to do for one, I wouldn't be trading it because, I mean, yes, it does have a catalyst, market moving news for September. Yeah, Benzinga News Desk. Selection highlights preclinical data of blah, blah, blah 204 supporting dual route treatment. Okay, went off to Momo because you ain't Momoing. Uh, but SLXN, as you can see, it did have a catalyst. We have like three things from Benzinga News Desk, pre supporting dual route treatment strategy for phase 2 and 3 trial. Okay. That should have showed up on the top press releases. SLX. When was that? I got to fix the time on that too. I got to fix the time on that scanner. Nah, I can't be doing that. I got stuff I got to do. SLXN. Okay, so the reason it showed up on the Momo scanner, uh, right here, it was making higher highs, higher lows, but not really. And plus the volume, I checked the volume, volume's kicking in. And also in the 1 minute, right here, the MACD was positive, and I mean, yeah, it's above the 9 EMA. So the Momo scanner, when stuff pops up on there for me, you're not going to get it because I haven't released it yet. That scanner, it just shows me, hey, these are things. This is a stock you really want to take a look at. Um, there's some more work that needs to be done for it, but mainly it just tells me the 5 minute is setting up and the 1 minute is setting up with the MACD being positive. Uh, and then I jump over here to the 15 second, and I just glance over at the 5 minute. Then I'll look at the 1 minute and be like, okay, things are setting up. And then I do my entries off the 15 second. And then I manage the trade off the 15 second. Uh, but there ain't much going on. ZYBT is still moving. It, ZYBT is still moving. It's slowly grinding up. Boy, look at that big old top and tail right there. That was like bam. But you can't get it. I mean, look at that. 34,000 volume. This thing, uh, MIRA does not have a CAD list. That's not really not moving. WHLR. WHLR is not doing anything. It's below the session VWAP. Look at a 5 minute. I wouldn't trade that third. Uh, AMST. It's slow today. AMST. Oh, yeah. And the rest of these just ain't got no volume. HAO, no volume. WLDS, no volume. VFBR, no volume. SLXN. SLXN is a wacky thing. Myra. Boy, look at that 5 minute topping tail right there. The one that's forming. Not something you want to get into. When you're first starting out, just trade stuff with the catalyst. SLXN would have been good. SLXN is the stock's kind of priced a little high. When you were back up in this area right here, you could be trading it. Like right here would be good and get yourself a quick little scalp. But the problem with that is that it's a high dollar stock, and normally with these high dollar stocks, you're going to have large spreads. So instead of your normal is 1,000 shares, you need to drop that down. Yeah, you need to seriously drop that down. Don't be just jumping in because it looks good. Before you know it, you ain't taking no $100 your average $100 loss. Yeah, you ain't taking that. You taking more like a lot more. Um, Probably about 3, 4, 5 times that. Um, but you really, really, people, really, 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 when you jump over here to the level two and you go SLXN, and when you jump over to the level two, the very first thing you need to do before you start looking at the bids and ask and see what the volume is and see what's going on there, look at the spread before you do anything. Before you hit that hotkey, check that spread. Look at it, 1 cent to 29 cents. I mean, 30 cents. When it was up in this area right here, we were looking at 50 cent, 80 cent spreads. That's crazy. That's why I had to pass on it. I was like, nah, forget you. I'm, I, I'm not trading you. I don't need it. Not doing it. Uh, could I have made money? Yes, but I just don't want to deal with the market makers. I just don't want to deal with a large spread like that. I don't care if it's moving, you can make $4. I just, because if you're wrong, you're going to be losing quite a bit because that's a large stop loss. So you have to really move your share account size down. And if that's not hotkeyed, because mine's hotkeyed for certain shares and like $25. I mean, getting in like a couple thousand shares on $25. That, yeah, I got 2,000 share hotkeyed, but I ain't doing that on this bad boy. AMST. All right. You got a 22 cent stop loss. If you get in here, your stop's down there. It was about 22 cents. Um, we had a nice move right here. If you were looking at AMST, where is AMST? AMST is nice. AMST is up top. So we got don't look at the time right there. It's a little off. AMST. I got to fix the time for that Benzinga news desk. They're about 4 hours ahead for some reason. I don't know what they're doing, but I got to adjust my code to be able to work with that. Okay, here's the problem with AMST. I mean, look at this. Earlier, look at it earlier. 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 Like around 6:40. That's where you made your money. That's where you made your money, people, right here earlier. Now, granted, I wonder if it even showed up on the scanner. Right up in here. Yeah, so it did show up on the scanner. Um, Earlier, you made your money, like right here, you made your money. The problem, and that was good because we were above. If you look at the 5 minute, are above the session VWAP, which is good. We have volume in the 5 minute that's starting to kick in. That's good. And then when you go to the 1 minute, uh, you go to the 1 minute, look at that. MACD's open. That's good. And you got a little micro pullback there. You got during this little micro pullback, you got making higher highs, higher lows on a 5 minute and on the 1 minute, and the volume's kicking in on the 1 minute. That's a banger trade, people. That's a no brainer. That is an A plus setup with a catalyst. That is an A plus setup. You got a run up, you got a micro pullback there. You're risking about 30 cents and you make about $1. That's an A plus setup. So that could have been one good trade. Yeah, so AMST, as you can see on the Momo scanner, AMST and it has a catalyst. AMST showed up on the Momo scanner, which means that I need to be faster with the Momo scanner. I think it's scanning every 30 seconds, to be honest. I think it probably needs to scan a little bit more higher than that, but it's scanned and it's showing that the 5 minute is setting up. Earnings. I don't care about earnings. Latest news. Okay. It showed up on the Momo scanner. Now it came up to the session VWAP and it's kind of getting smacked down a little bit, but it was green, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for volume kicking in on the 5 minute, and it's making. I think I have the code. I have to check it if it's making higher highs and higher lows on a 5 minute. And then a 1 minute, it was looking good. So you want to jump over to the 15 second. I mean, four half. That half dollar, whole dollar, half dollar is very significant. Look at that. We ran up to close to $5 and we got smacked down. Now we ran up. We had a micro pullback right here. Okay, but the thing is, don't be taking that. There's a reason why yes, you ran up. Yes, you had a pullback. Yes, you get in here. Yes, your stop's down here, but don't take it. Why? Well, for one, you're below the session VWAP on a 5 minute pass. Second of all, if your entry candle is right here, look at the 1 minute. Look at that 1 minute, people. Look at that 1 minute. If you're trying to get in here, look at my crosshair on the 1 minute. Look at this candle right here. This candle right here, that candle right there was a big topping tail. So you're going to get a push down. Yes, you can get in here. Have a little run up. Okay. EMA sloping upwards. You can get in at 472 and get out at 5. Probably make yourself about a quarter. I don't know. Your stop's down here. But you got a low here. You're making lower highs right here. You got a nice little run up. But why trade that? All of this, you can try and make, 10 cents, 20 cents. Why take all that effort to try to make it on this area right here when you should be making the money right there when at the very first go, make your money. And then don't worry about it. In the beginning, I used to take trades like that. I used to be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna get in here, put my stop down here, scalp off a little bit here. I was getting like 10 cents, I mean, you got 82,000 shares on that 15-second chart. That's quite a bit. You can get in and out pretty quickly with a couple thousand shares. I mean, that's pretty easy. But what I like to do is try and when the first move happens on these stocks, the first move, when the news hits at 6:30 when the news hit, look at that. 6:30 right there. That's when the news right there. That's why you got a green candle, because the news hit. Boom, you got it. Okay? Then you really can't use the session VWAP like the first 10 minutes because there's just really not enough data. I have it on there, but when it first comes out, it's kind of hard to use. The non EMA on the 1 minute and the 15 second is what I mainly use. When you get these first moves like this. But this is where you want to be trading, not this area right here. That's not good. Because look what happened. You got a big old schmacker, big old smackdown. I feel sorry for the people that got up in here at $5 thinking they're going to the moon, and now they're down to around $4, 4 and a quarter. Oh boy. I bet you some keyboards were broken on that one. Bet you some keyboards were broken on that one. Let's see what the keys is doing. SMX showed up on the RVOL. SMX showed up on the RVOL, but hey. Oh, Wheeler. Wheeler's trying to make a move, people. Like I said, yes, you could do this. Yes, you could do that. You could do that. You could do this move, but why do that when you should have done this one? Why try to do it now when it's below the session VWAP? Okay, why try and do it now? I mean, yes, granted, the 1 minute's looking good. The MACD is starting to curl up, starting to open. But what I'm saying is, why not make it on this move here on the 5 minute and then get your money up in here? To me, that's a lot easier. I mean, granted, it's 7 o'clock. You got to get up early, people. Can't be getting up at 7:45 thinking you're going to jump in on an eight o'clock trade. Please get up a little bit earlier if you can. Get up a little bit earlier if you can. We got something moving here. We got MYSZ. MYSZ. What's a catalyst, too? What is that catalyst? Expands Nays Fit platform with acquisition. I don't know. Got a 19-cent stop loss there. This is not really a. Gotta sit here and wait. Just sit here and wait. Let's put MYSZ on the side chart here. Just sit here and wait. Got MYSZ. You got 22-cent ATR. It's pretty decent ATR, adding AI power footwear sizes to its fashion tech roll up strategy. Another AI play. Another AI play. WLDS, we'll put that one on the side chart. WLDS, AMST on the side chart. SLXN, I don't care about you. I got side charts right here. I got some side charts I look at. 806. Yeah, this is going to be not good. Not good, people. Not good. Not good. Got the volume kicking in on the downside right here. This is not really looking too good. We could get a bounce off of the 1 minute. When it first showed up on the RVOL scanner. That's when I first noticed it. Of course, now it's 78%, so it popped up on the pre-market scanner because it made a move from like here to here. So it starts making its move, and you're not going to get this move here. You're not going to be able to get this pop in and be able to get in here and try to get this move for 50 cents because it's it's moving up. It's there's people that know that MYSZ had a catalyst, and you know, I'm just saying what you're waiting for is continuation. But the thing is, if you look at the 5 minute here, this thing has retraced more than 0.5% on the previous 5 minute. I don't like that. Do not like that at all. It needs to come back up, needs to close within a few minutes. Within a few minutes, maybe about 2 minutes. It needs to close and then needs to start running up. Now, here is a play that could happen. This is something else in your playbook that could happen. you want to keep this on your radar right here. So when you get a nice pop like this and you get a, well, this is a little too much. This is going to be null and void. Uh, but when you get a pullback, when you get a pop and you get a pullback like this on the next previous candle or a couple candles later, if you break this area right here, you could get in, but your stop's down here. That's a pretty big stop, people. I mean, that's 78 cents. So you know, but you're thinking like, okay, we got some shorts in here. Now, if we break this area right here of 2.5, you could actually get them to capitulate and just squeeze out, and then you're looking for a nice big run. So, in other words, keep MYSZ like I do. I have it up here on another chart. I have a 1 minute. I have it up here on another chart. Just keep your eye out on it. Keep your eye out on it. We got SLXN that popped up on the R vol, but then again, we're not trading that thing. We're not trading that thing. Okay, it showed up on the Momo scanner. It showed up on the Momo scanner, and the reason it did is because the 5 minute is running up. The 1 minute is running up. It's got some decent volume on the 1 minute. The MACD is open. That's why it's showing up on the Momo scanner. The only thing is that I really don't like is that, well, for one, we've already made a move. Second of all, we're below the session VWAP on a 5 minute. So I really don't quite like that. We have PRZO. Come on. We have PRZO that showed up on the RVOL PRZO. PRZO right here showed up on RVOL. We've got about 100,000 volume. That's pretty good. 118 RVOL means it's trading 118 times more its normal volume. Uh, I do not go, my RVOL is not calculating like most of them do, which I need to change it. What it's MYSZ is not looking too good. Uh, PRZO does not have a catalyst, people. So really, I wouldn't be thinking about it. Don't trade it. Don't have a catalyst. MYSZ has a catalyst, but then again, we need to start moving up before we even think about doing this trade. We need to be up. We need to be up in this area, 2.5. We need to be up in the 2.5 area before we even think about taking the trade. And it's 8:11. I wouldn't even be considering this yet. Why? Well, okay. Well, for one, we're moving down on a 5 minute. That's no 15 second. Okay. So when I'm analyzing the stock real quickly, I glance over to 5 minute. Okay, 5 minute, it's dumping. No, pass. Okay, but let's say it was good on a 5 minute. It was making higher highs, higher lows on a 5 minute. The volume was kicking in. It wasn't dumping, taking a crap like it is now. Then I jump over to the 1 minute. If the 1 minute looks like this, that's good. If it looks like this and the MACD is rolling over, pass. I don't care if the 5 minute looks good, pass. So I go from left to right to up, left, right, up. That's how I analyze stuff real quickly. Now, the Momo scanner uh, is analyzing that for me. So I wrote the code, the Rust code, to scan pre-market movers. So the Rust code is scanning pre-market movers. And what it's scanning for is it's scanning, okay, in my trading plan, does it meet the 5 minute? Check. In my trading plan, does it meet the 1 minute? Check. Well, then it'll show up on the Momo scanner. I'm going to rename it to like TZ Scalper or something like that. I don't know. PRZO now has a catalyst, people. Benzinga News Desk. PRZO has a catalyst now that it came out. Oh my word, that is ugly. How in the heck can you trade that? Up, down, up, down, up, down. Yeah, you can't trade that, people. What is the catalyst? Parazero achieves 100% success in counter drone trial with Israel's Homeland Security showcasing Defend Air Turrets 360 defense capabilities. All right, whatever. It ain't that much. NYSZ is turning into a crapper. PRZO, I don't know what's up with this thing. I mean, let's just throw it up there on the side chart. Let's keep an eye out on it. Keep an eye out on it. I have SLXN that showed up on the Momo. SLXN showed up on the Momo. Why? Because of the 5 minute. It showed up on the Momo because the 5 minutes looking good. The 1 minute is looking good. Why? Because the 1 minute on the MACD is looking good. So this Momo scanner right here, it's not released to the public quite yet. It will be soon. I just need to fix a couple things, just like a lot of stuff. I got a minimal viable product. The scanner's working. The scanner's working good enough. If I can make money from it, I'm sure you can. The scanner's working. It's a minimal viable product. Uh, but the Momo scanner needs a little bit of love in the code. Needs a little bit of loving on the code. Uh, but I'll get it locked down. I just didn't want to do too much because I wanted to make sure it was working. And it is. It checked the 5 minute for me. Check. It checked the 1 minute for me. Check. Okay, we're good. Everything's looking good. So then you jump over to at 8:13. You jump over to the 15 second. Can we get a trade in? You know, so it just cuts down my analyzing time to be like, oh, because there's been times 5 minute looks good, and I jump into the 15 second because that's all looking good, and then I get stopped out, and then I look at it and be like, why? What happened? Then the 1 minute was like negative on the MACD, or the 1 minute really wasn't setting up. So I basically wrote that code, that uh, Rust code, to really help me be like, you know what? I'm not going to sit here and analyze this stuff anymore. Uh, I'm just going to let the Momo scanner analyze it for me. And all I got to do is look at it and be like, ATR is $6. That is a nut job. It has a catalyst. I don't even have to read the headlines. I don't even have to read the headlines. I need to fix that time on Benzinga News Desk. Somehow they're 4 hours ahead. I don't know what they're doing. But I don't have to analyze the code. I don't have to analyze the 5 minute or the 1 minute. I got the code doing it for me. So the TZ Momo, it's doing it for me. And look what it did. We had a run up. Okay. It was starting to Momo. We had the 1 minute looking good. Okay, 1 minute's looking good. Okay, 5 minutes looking good, except for the VWAP. I don't have it coded in to check if we're above the VWAP. Because sometimes you can take trades below the VWAP and it works out. You just got to be very, very like we're getting up here to the VWAP. So you really, are we going to get smacked down again? Who knows? But sometimes you will get trade below the VWAP, and then you'll get nice trades. You diverge from the VWAP and you get nice trades back up to the VWAP. Stocks like to trade around the volume weighted average price, and they like to trade around their 9 EMA. Okay, if you see a stock that pops that deviates from the 9 EMA quite a bit, most of the time you want to be selling a quarter or sell a half, because they like to trade around their 9 EMA. And like this did, it popped back down to the 9 EMA. I mean, I wouldn't have taken this trade right here, because to me, this is not a micro pullback. To be quite honest, we got too much volume right there. I mean, yeah, it was drying up a little bit, but okay, this one right here, the volume right there is not looking too good. That's more than what I like on the 1 minute. I mean, you can do these. I don't know. I'm just picky. I'm picky for my base hits. It's like 8:18. Nothing's going on. The market is coming back a little bit. It's a lot better than what it was last month. It's a lot better than what it was last month. Uh, do, do, do. Latency's good. Okay. Let's see. Financialjuice.com. Let's go take a look at that. Go take a look at financialjuice.com. Okay, 8 o'clock, OPEC monthly report. Yeah, OPEC. 8:15, ECB rate statement. 8:30, initial jobless claims. Oh boy. Here's the news. Here's the news. You want to go to financialjuice.com. Just create a free account. You don't need to pay for this. Just create a free account, and you'll get your news right here. At 8 o'clock, we had OPEC, and then for the oil, and then 8:15 ECB rate statement. 8:30 initial jobless claims. So normally these pump and dumps don't care about legitimate economic news. So U.S. CPI year over year at 8:30, 8:30, 8:30, 8:30 core CPI. Okay, and then at 5 o'clock, we have Adobe earnings call. Okay. Um, I'll probably be jumping over to the futures trading. I might stream that as well, but I'll be cutting this stream at 9 o'clock. Then I'll probably jump over, get things set up on the futures trading. Because I try to trade stocks in the morning in pre-market and make my money. I looked at my stats, and I usually do not make very much, or I usually give money back when the market opens up. So I just stopped doing it. And now I just kind of play around with these Bull Knox prop accounts. I got I got them on like dirt cheap deals, and I got quite a few of them. So uh, I mean, I've passed. I have passed like three of them. So I got like three or four accounts passed that I can play, but I'm trying to pass some other ones. So I'll probably stream that as well at 9 o'clock. That's going to be on the Quan Tower platform. Or I might or I might try to do it here. No, I want to try to do it on the Quan Tower platform because I want to really get the imbalance. Because I trade on a footprint chart. I really want to try and get that imbalance trading plan locked down. Yeah, SMX doesn't have a catalyst, so I don't know why it would be moving unless news comes out at 8:30. But if we look at the daily, if we jump over to the daily real quick, you'll notice, yeah, it's just not. I mean, right here on the fourth, we had a nice little pop. but, I don't know, there's nothing. Don't think there's MYSZ is just really not doing PRZO is just not doing anything either. There's no catalyst on SMX, so there's really no reason to be playing that. AMST, there's nothing there. SLXN, yeah, there's nothing there. I don't like that. WHLR, there's no catalyst on WLDS. Yeah, WLDS earlier, 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 like right up in here, earlier. I mean, we're talking real early, real earlier. See, right up in here, in this area, right up in here, top little pullback right there, a little topping tail. So you had to do a tight stop on that, but you got yourself a little bit of money there. And that was like quarter, and you got yourself like 50 cents. So that was pretty decent. MACD on that trade right there. Uh, you were making higher highs, higher lows, and the volume was kicking in. The MACD was positive. Also, right here, what I want to show is right here is a 5 minute. So we had a nice run up on the 5 minute. Then right there, you see that red bar right there? And we had a pullback. So we had a pullback right here. But if you got in on the break of that right there, that high right there of 879, and then you put your stop down here and you take some profit up in there. Once you get your like a 1 for 1 or something maybe. What was it? 879 was the high. 879. That was roughly right up in this area. So that was roughly right up in this area. That was roughly right up in this area right here. Okay. So 879 we were starting to break that red bar right there on the 5 minute because we got a pop, we got a pullback. And you get in on the break of that and try to get those shorts to be like, oh, I'm out. And then you just kind of ride it up a little bit. And that's what you got right there. You had a nice run up and then get in here and you start taking some profits up in here. But that happened like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I did not take that because it was 6 o'clock. I was just getting set up. But that's how you play those 5 minutes, like how I was talking about with the other ones, but the other ones didn't work out. Like if you look at MYSZ, you see how MYSZ, we didn't break that high, we just sold off. So let's look at PRZO. PRZO, again, we haven't broken that. We're just kind of consolidating right up in here below the session VWAP. But that's what you really want to look for. And some people just trade off the 5 minute like that. Some people just trade off 5 minute like that. AMST. Uh, yeah. See, WHLR earlier was pretty decent trades up in here. The thing is, it didn't have a catalyst, but it still moved. You still could have made some money. Uh, see, it still made some moves up in here, and you still could have made some money on. See, right up in here, up in this area, you still could have made some money there because 5 minutes looking good. MACD was open. The histograms are it's making higher highs on the histogram. That's what you want to look for, higher highs on the histogram. Um, I know I didn't say that before. because I just take this stuff for granted because I just kinda glance at it, and I know what's going on. Plus, yesterday I wrote the code, the Rust code for the momentum scanner to actually tell me, so that's kinda helps out. But right now, it's just kinda flat. I was disappointed in SLXN with the high spreads like that. Even though it was high price stock, there was decent money to be made there. And I possibly would have traded it if it had like if it was like a 5-10 cent spread, I still would have gotten in. But when you start seeing that crazy 50-80 cent spreads, no. I'm gonna run and get some more coffee. We might have some news come out at 8:30. After 8:30, normally stuff doesn't hit. All right. Don't know if we have anything. Nothing's really moving. SMX. That's topping tails on that is not good. Look at the topping tails on a 1 minute right there, right up in here. It is just not looking too good. MACD's starting to roll over. Wouldn't even think about taking a trade on that. AMST. Same thing on that. It's just flatlining. WLDS. I'm just looking through stuff that has a catalyst, that has news. I mean, all this stuff was already traded this morning, early on. And here's the thing, like, you have WLDS. Let's take a look at the WLDS for the catalyst. I mean, that was 8 o'clock. So at 8 o'clock, there was news that came out. WLDS didn't have a catalyst earlier, but we had a nice run up starting at 5:45, 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. Yeah, let's pick something else. Let's say AMST, AMST, AMST. 6:30. It's right here, 6:30. It started kicking in. This is when you want to start looking to make the trades. Is right here in this move. And I say this time and time again because you're trying to ride the coattails of the whales and institutions that are playing these, that are pushing these, okay? And also news hits. Well, news hits, so guess what people are gonna do? People are gonna start piling in on this, be like, "Okay," and then all of a sudden, it starts gaining, let's say we come down here, and it starts gaining 35%, 30%, okay? I mean, it starts gaining that. It starts gaining 28%. It's over 20% on, there's nothing there. It Reason I looked at it is because it, showed up on the TZ Momo, but, I need to filter out some volume, make sure volume's in there. Uh, so it came out at 6:30. So when it pops up at 20%, where does it pop up? It pops up on scanners. Scanners if you go to scans.com, I think it's SCANZ scans.com. That's a decent scanner. If I didn't have my own, I would probably use that one. And you have trade ideas. You have thousands and thousands of people using trade ideas, so it pops up on there. You got people using regular scanners from their brokers. It pops up on there, momentum trades. So it starts hitting the radar right here at 6:30. It starts hitting the radar of thousands of other people. Now the thing is, here's the thing, and this is what you really want to look at is like, yeah, there's moves there, but there are some brokers that people are trading with that they don't even allow them to start trading until after 7 o'clock. That's why it's really, really good at 7 o'clock and on because I'm not gonna name brokers because I don't know which ones do it, which ones don't. I mean, Lightspeed lets me start trading, 4 AM in the morning when it opens up, but, uh, 7 o'clock, starting around 7 o'clock, people start piling in, okay? But you get these moves, and that's what you're looking for. Bam. You're looking for, those moves early on, okay? Because it starts popping up on scanners and all these thousands or millions or whatever traders, thousands of other traders, scalpers and day traders and pre-market traders. It's going to pop up on their scanner, and then you're going to have maybe some institution traders. I don't know how much they trade these pump and dumps, but you got some big whales that are pushing this stuff up. And what you're trying to do, you're just riding the coattails of the big whales. That's all you're doing. And then you make sure the 5 minute, 1 minute sets up, and then you do your execution on the 15-second chart, and you get yourself like like 10, 15, 20, 25 cents. Sometimes you get a banger and you get 50 cents in a dollar or more. That doesn't happen all the time, but it does happen. MSS, yeah, there's nothing there. PRZO is starting to move. But there's nothing there. Look at a 5 minute. Oh my word, that looks ugly. That looks ugly. Again, we have what are we looking at? WLDS. Again, it popped right at 5:50 and 6 o'clock. But yeah, there was no news then. Uh, MSS is popping off a little bit. Let's keep an eye on this. It has a catalyst. I don't know what it is. We got time to look at it. Mason Solutions signs distribution agreement with whoever. Mattel, Chew, I don't know, import and export. That could be something we don't want to take a look at. I need to, Maze popped up on the Momo. Yeah, there's some work I need to do on the Momo scanner. As you can see here, Maze popped up and it has a catalyst. Sometimes I don't even read the title. I just see catalyst. It's moving. I jump in. But Maze is not moving. But the thing is, the 5 minutes setting up. 5 minutes setting up. The 1 minute, the MACD's open, as you can see here. It's green on that candle, and I guess it made higher high on that. I'm not sure. I'll have to tweak the code a little bit. but there's no volume here, people. This is the problem. Now, I'm not I have to look at the code real quick. I don't think searching did that yeah, that timed me out. Okay, let me get out of that. You're gonna break me out of that? All right, wait. There we go. It broke. Uh, I was connected to the server and then it timed out and, and wouldn't let me exit. But here, I'm gonna look at the code real quick and it's 8:38. I'm not taking any more trades, but Maze is setting up, but there's no volume there. That's why you just wouldn't trade it. There's no volume. Oh my word! Don't trade that. Don't trade that. Don't trade that. I mean, look at this. WHLR popped early morning, 7 o'clock. Popped, sold off. That's because these big whalers and these institutions and these people in the scanners, it pops up on their scanner. So it pops up, and what do people do? They sell it. They start taking profits. And what do these short seller degenerates do? They see a big, huge pop. So what do? They start shorting it. You know, I call them degenerates, these short sellers, but I like them. I like them. They got more guts than I do. They got more guts than I do. Um, do, do, do. Yeah. So you're seeing a theme here. You're seeing a pop in the morning, and then it sells off. SLXN. Pop, sell off. HAIO. I guess we had a pop at 5 o'clock and it kind of drifted off. WLDS, pop, sold off. You see where I'm getting at? Look at that. Around 6 o'clock. Pop, sold off. Maze. I think it's a little too early. Okay, pop, more than likely it'll sell off. Uh, you see where I'm getting at? Just take your money and run. Get these pops in the early morning. It sold off. I don't care if it popped. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at AMST. Okay, right here. I'm gonna go off the 5 minute 'cause it's little bit easier. We get a nice pop. You should be making your money inside here. Okay, inside here. You look at the 1 minute, execute on the 15 second. You should be making your money here. I do not care if things are still setting up right here even on the 5 minute, volume coming in, higher high. You know, the 1 minute, MACD is curling up, is looking good. 15 second chart is you can get an entry. I don't care. Why? Because I made my money here. I'm not a greedy pig. I don't try and keep making my money. I'm not a greedy pig. There's an old saying: bulls and bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. So the moral of the story is you got it. Don't be a pig. Once I learned that, my account started growing. See, look at that. Look at that. Setting up. Perfect. Boom. 60 cents. Do I care? No. Why? Money was already made earlier. It's just the way it is. Do I care? No. Money was made earlier. And also, here's another thing. Look at the volume there, 375,000, 800,000 on a 5 minute. You got 1.3 million. Now look at it. 70,000, 100,000. You see where I'm getting at? Right here. Right here on this candle, 800,000, 1 million volume. 640, 645. Do you think you can get in and out with 10,000 shares pretty easily? Now let's jump over to this candle right here where it's about 70,000, 124,000. Do you think it's going to be a little bit harder to get in and out of 10,000 shares? Well, yeah. Because right here, And right here, when the volume is kicking in and you're making money, there are people that have FOMO and they wanna get in, baby. They wanna get in and get that Lamborghini. I'm going to the moon. I'm gonna double my money. I'm gonna quadruple my money. And what are you doing? You're selling to those people. And then when you sell it to them up here and they get stopped out down here, they're crying they're crying. They're crying. They're like, "Oh, oh, I don't even have a down payment for the Lamborghini." See, and maybe you don't have 10,000 shares to be trading with, okay? I don't trade with 10,000 shares. But once you really get eventually I will. But once you get into that level, you know, I don't care if you're trading 1,000 shares. I'd rather be trading this than this right here. Because look at it. Look at it. Look what it just did. Look what it just did. Sure, you could have gotten in here, put your stop down here, taking your money off here, and make yourself about, I don't know, 840, make 10 cents. Is that all? Yeah, about 10 cents. Now look at it. Now look at it down here. Why do that when you can probably make 25, 50 cents on this move in the early morning? That's why when you get these pops and it drifts off and it sells out, I don't care if it still sets up on a 5 minute, 1 minute, and 15-second you can make money. I know what some people are saying. Oh, but I can get 10 cents. 1,000 shares, that's $100. I keep adding. Again, don't be a greedy pig. I'm just saying. Once I stopped being a greedy pig, the account was going greener. So it's 8:45. I'm only about 15 more minutes, and I'm gonna jump over. I'm gonna cut the stream at 9. Um, HAO popped up on RVol. What's all HAO doing? HAO has popped up on RVol. Yeah, you got some volume, but wow, you got smacked down real quick. In 15 seconds. Within 15 seconds, you got a 10-cent smackdown. Ain't much going on there. I mean, it's bouncing off the VWAP. Look at that. Had a nice little run earlier at 5 o'clock. I mean, yeah, I was just getting up to then. Um, yeah, it came up to the VWAP and it kind of smacked down. It was just trading sideways. Yeah, there ain't nothing there, and you'll probably not get anything. The plays are already over. So I'll be streaming possibly Monday next week. I'm not going to be streaming tomorrow. More than likely, I'm not gonna be streaming tomorrow. I might stream the futures tomorrow at 9 o'clock, but it's kinda hard for me to stream Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. And I'm mainly doing this to just try and teach people. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta put my I'm putting out a free, I'm putting out a free trading course. It's gonna be on YouTube. It's gonna be on YouTube on the playlist thing. I need to start uploading the videos. I got a lot of videos. I need to start uploading those. GRI. That popped up real quick. GRI popped up real quick. A 2 cent ATR. Okay. Oh yeah. Look at that. 20-cent pop. There's no catalyst. I don't know why it would be moving. When you see a stock, uh, like, pop up on pre-market movers and there's heavy volume coming in, and let's say it's 7:30, but yet you do not see news, there's no catalyst on there, well, you could possibly jump in. And then maybe a few minutes later, the news will show up. Because sometimes people will start jumping in. People, I'm not saying anything, but people know that there's news coming out. There's a press release coming out. So things start moving prior. Around 6:50, especially 6:55. You see stuff start moving, and it's moving heavy, and it's setting up on an A plus setup, but without a catalyst, you could possibly jump in because then a few minutes later, news pops. I'm just saying. Wow, look at that. That is like a dumper. That not good. Oh, GRI news popped 8:45. Okay, is that Benzinga news? No, Benzinga news. I need to. That's another thing. I need to get a socket stream. So we're getting real time updates for the pricing, but once I get this scanner locked down and we got some revenue coming in when it comes out of beta, I'm gonna start looking into a streaming news feed. I mean, I have one. I just need to write the code for it, which I don't have time for. I need to get the Momo scanner locked down. ATR 24 cents. So ATR moved up on GRI. It was like 2 cents. Now it's 24 cents. But I mean, there's something really huge that you want to take a look at. That top and tail in a 5 minute. That was a huge pop and a huge sell right there. That is nothing you want to look at and trade. Don't care if it sets up on a 1 minute, 15 second. I just don't care. Yeah, you can make yourself a quick 10 cents probably right there. But why take the risk? Just because you're a day trader and scalper don't mean you have to trade 50, 100 times a day. You can trade like 5 times. I don't know what my average trade a day is. I don't think it's over 5. Um, yeah, he's 51. Not much is going to be coming out. We have Maze that kind of working a little bit. Okay, you see on the 5 minute we had a pop and it kind of sold off a little bit. We kind of 27.20 kind of ran up here. The only problem is that it's a pretty big stop right there, about 252 half stop, and you really didn't make, but you peaked at two. So that's kind of hard to play, but and also you ain't got no volume. Look at that on the 15 to 7. Look at the 1 minute. You ain't got no volume. There's no volume. So you can't even play that. LCFY. LCFY popped up. Yeah. There ain't nothing there. MI. Oh, my. Nothing there. Yeah. LCFY. It's just nothing there. Look at a 1 minute. Look at the volume. That's just not there. SMX. Oh, look at those topping tails in the 5 minute. That's something you want to stay away from. When you see a good move like this, okay, and it gives back half the move, just be a little leery about trading it. And when you see a double topping tail like that, just stay away. Just stay away. These little tweezer tops like that, just stay away. To build an account, you really only need one or two good trades a day. Just sit on your hands. Sit on your hands for a couple hours. If you can, within 2 hours, if you can make 100, $200, that's awesome. That'll build your account real quick. Ford showed up on a Momo. Don't know why. Okay. So there's some work there's some work I need to be done, people. There's work that needs to be done. Okay, Ford has the catalyst 6 a.m. Now the Benzinga news feed is off about 4 hours. I gotta fix that. Or not fix it, but that's how it's coming from Benzinga News Desk. It's a 4 hour time. Okay, I just got to write the code to get the hour time for the time zone. But Ford, the reason it showed up on the TZ Momo is because look at the 5 minute. The 5 minutes looking good. I might have to rewrite that so we can catch some earlier code, earlier moves. And then the 1 minute. If you look at the 1 minute, so Ford showed up, and the reason it showed up is because for one, the 5 minutes is looking good with volume. That's looking good. The 1 minute, the MACD is curling up. It's positive, and I think that histogram, 66.8, yeah. So this histogram right here is, well, actually, this histogram here is higher than the previous one, which I'm checking. I want to make sure it's moving upwards, spreading apart, and it is. So that's why it showed up because the 5 minute checked out and the 1 minute checked out. However, there is nothing here because there's no volume. So I do need to check the volume. I might check the 5 minute volume to see if it has at least 50,000, maybe 100,000 volume. Probably 50,000 volume, 100,000 volume on the 5 minute. That needs to be done and checked. And normally, if you have over 100,000 volume, the 1 minute is going to be looking good and the 15 seconds is going to be looking good. But when you look at this and you got a volume of like 29,000, I mean, that's past 10 minutes, you got like 50,000. I don't know. So I think today I'm going to add some more logic to the code for the momentum scanner and check that we have volume. It doesn't matter if things are setting up. If you don't have volume, how can you buy and sell? You can't. You just can't. Don't like that topping tail in the 1 minute. Look at that. Topping tail in the 1 minute. Do not like that at all. Nada. I mean, you could making higher highs, higher lows right up in this area in GRI, which means uh, you have a run up here, you get in here, stop down here, and take your money. Are you gonna buy here and sell here? No, but are you gonna buy here and sell here? Possibly, possibly, and make yourself about 25 cents. Possibly. Remember what I said. Don't be a greedy pig. No, don't add it to the watch list. I'm trying to remove the drawings. Don't be a greedy pig, people. Don't be a SLXN popped up on the R ball for a second. Yeah, it popped up and then it just sold right back off. Because look at it. The 5 minute is it was up there and then it popped up on the R ball. And then the MACD on this one, it was open right up in here, which was fine. Yes, you could get a little move right there. But then again, this thing, let's look at the spread again. Let's look at the spread again. 8 cents. Spreads up here, 17 cents. Spreads up here, 14 cents. Spreads up here, 12 cents. Okay, so it tightened up a little bit. In the very beginning, when it was looking really good and I was all giddy, oh man, that spread was jumping from 10 cents to 80 cents. I ain't doing that. And look at this, the spread's like 10, 25 cents, but it's like slow moving. See, these oh, don't get me started on these market makers. Let's get off this thing. Let's get off this thing. Let's go back to GRI. Get me started. Let's go to keys. Don't get me started. Um, okay, so Ford ain't moving. Ford ain't moving. Yes, it's on the Momo scanner because the 5 minutes setting up. 5 minutes setting up with volume, looking good. The 1 minute MACD histogram is setting up. The 1 minute candles are setting up, but there's no volume. You can't trade it. AMST. There ain't nothing there. All right, it's 9 o'clock. I need to. I need to set up. I'm gonna cut the stream. I'll probably add another stream for the futures. I don't know how much I'm gonna be trading it. There's a trading plan I'm still working uh, on the prop firms. I'm gonna try and see what I can do with some stacked imbalance trading on the footprint chart for the futures. So I could be Monday. I might be trading just because I'll have time. I won't have to take the kid to school. So I'll probably be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. I might be trading all next week on pre-market. So I will see you then. Take it easy. Oh, and download Scanner. It's free. It's in beta. I'll be uploading some of the trading course videos on the channel. So I'll be slowly doing that. So later.